Hi, welcome to Triad News 360 for February 28, 2018. I'm Paris Dunford.
A Boston City councilman is pushing for an optional 13th year of school for high school graduates. He hopes his proposal will better prepare students for the challenges of college. This crisis began as prescription drugs were prescribed at higher doses and more often, which led to an epidemic ending with heroin addicts.
It was really nasty out there today. It was gross, but I'm very excited because I got to break out my new rain boots.
Yes.
So I think I'm not unpopular opinion on that one, but the engagement only lasted a few months, and the couple reported their breakup only a short time after Grande's ex, Mac Miller, was found dead. U.S. Representative Ayanna Pressley is pushing for the federal voting age to change from 18 to 16. The film is already bringing the topic of drug abuse in America to the forefront. The bouquets come with different sayings, such as, "My love for you is never ending," or "We go together like spaghetti and meatballs." You can find the printout bouquets on their website. Fans loved the film and thought it was a great representation of the music group. However, critics didn't think the same. The most hyped event on the sporting calendar finished in exciting fashion with the Super Bowl a few weeks ago. Boston Mayor Marty Walsh is rolling out a new transportation plan in an effort to alleviate traffic and congestion in the city. Contrast this with the sporting video games. Esports gaming platform Twitch hit a record 355 billion minutes watched in 2017. Maddie said she opened her closet door to find 30-year-old Andrew Swafford dressed head to toe in her clothes. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. Thanks for tuning in to HPU News. Catch us next week, same time, same place. I'm Paris Dunford. From shooting up to sobering up, Dave Hanley has experienced it all.
I have a unique perspective to offer, being as that I was in recovery myself and am in recovery myself and have gone through all the same thing these guys have gone through, felt all the same feelings.
After 10 years sober, Dave Hanley decided to open up a sober house.
Well, Into Action Recovery was essentially started out as a group of just concerned citizens, parents and other family members of addicts and alcoholics who we're tired of seeing, people in our community lose their lives and struggle in addiction and feeling hopeless and not knowing what to do. They kind of grouped up and said, we need to do something.
Fox Run can sleep about 15 men, but currently has 12 residents living there now.
So we're a 12-step house, meaning we adhere to the principles and the practices of the 12-step process. And we help them develop life skills and help them develop, personal and interpersonal skills.
Dave works hard to help his guests, but he knows an addict will only get better when they are ready.
So really it is a choice to be there. And, it only really works, to be honest with you, if somebody really wants to get better. If somebody has no designs on getting better, they're not going to get better no matter what program it may be.
Fox Run hopes to help more addicts in the future.
For right now, we're trying to really, we opened in September. So we're really trying to just get on our feet and get stable for a good stretch of time. Ultimately, we want to open a female's house too.
Reporting for HPU News, I'm Paris Dunford. Morgan Goldstein is an average 20-year-old living away at college. Her family life, however, isn't so average.
My mother is a drug addict and she has been abusing painkillers since I was in 5th grade about.
Addiction put a huge wedge in Goldstein's family.
Her drug addiction essentially split up my parents. My mom cheated on my dad and my parents are now divorced. So it has completely torn apart my family.
Goldstein's mother's addiction started by using her children's medication.
The drugs started with my brother. Actually, my younger brother is severely ADHD and he is prescribed Adderall and Concerta. And my dad noticed he was doing really bad in school, and my dad checked his pills one day and they were all gone, and he hadn't been taking pills for the last 6 months. My mom was taking them.
Goldstein believes that people need to be more cautious when it comes to drugs.
Something that people really need to be aware about, and how I don't think people understand how hereditary it really is. I know, I always watch myself.
Morgan hasn't talked to her mom in over 2 years, but her mother's addiction has really brought her brothers and dad to be closer than ever. I'm Paris Dunford, reporting for Triad News 360. The opioid epidemic is devastating High Point, North Carolina, and the surrounding areas. Shannon Payne puts on the uniform to combat this crisis.
For 2017, we had 316 overdoses.
Both his personal and professional life are both affected by the opioid epidemic.
Sister's words, during the height of her addiction, they would get up in the morning, her and her group, they would go to the Suboxone clinic, what was methadone then, same difference. They'd get that. They would leave from there and go to somebody's house and just veg out. You know, they'd all sit around high for 3-4 hours.
Payne believes that addiction begins with a choice.
My sister, and you talk to her, she was addicted for 15 years, and she will say that it wasn't a disease, it was a choice.
Payne says that the solution to this crisis is not just law enforcement.
From my viewpoint is that it's a mix between an addiction and then the mental health aspect. It's not just, we don't look at it, at least I don't personally look at it from just a criminal aspect. There's a lot more caveats, a lot more facets to it. It's not just criminal or mental health or addiction. It's actually a blend of it, and that's from dealing with people, personal, family, out here on the streets.
There has been 51 drug overdoses in the city of High Point since March of 2018, which puts High Point on the map for this drug epidemic. The opioid epidemic is becoming a problem, and it takes programs like these, Caring Services, which is a drug recovery program, and other programs to come together and beat this crisis. I'm Paris Dunford, reporting for Triad News 360.